Hi there and welcome to this week's Guitar Tip of the Week, and this week we're talking about equipment. So what equipment do you need as a beginner, even as a professional, on the guitar? Well, depending on what type of guitar you will have, electric, acoustic, classical, that sort of thing, that may vary the things that you have, but essentially some core stuff needs to be had if you are playing the guitar. So I'm going to grab a few things. If you're an electric guitar player, obviously you need an electric guitar, standard. You would like an amp with that so that you can play out of the amp, but in order to attach your guitar to the amp you need a lead, a jack lead, and these 1/4 inch jack leads, really important, this size jack, not the mini jack. I happen to have this particular type of jack, which is like a circuit breaker, has this little thing here. And what happens is, when I put it into the guitar, it doesn't make any of that kind of sound until it goes fully in, and it just makes things nice and clean. I don't know what the make of this one is, but this is Nutric Silent. There you go. They're really good. So that's the first thing. Aside from that, you may want to have a guitar tuner. This particular type of guitar tuner is one where you can see I turn it on like this, and it clips onto the end of the guitar, and then when I play the string, it will vibrate and it will make a little thing on here like an arrow to go into the middle. If it's higher or lower, you just have to turn the tuning keys, and you can do it without any sound affecting it, because you can have a mic version or just vibration version. Very useful. Okay, so that's some equipment you need. Another thing you may need if you are an acoustic guitarist, you're going to need an acoustic guitar, but sometimes you may want to, instead of finger picking that acoustic guitar, you may want to pick the guitar, so you need a plectrum. Different size plectrums. This particular plectrum, which is now fallen on the floor, is 0.96 millimeters, but you can have 0.5, you can go beyond 1 mil. Depends on your preference and the type of style that you're playing. But a plectrum, and I have pink ones. I also have these kind of, I don't know what colour this is, it's kind of like a tigery looking effect, woodeny effect. I actually have a wooden plectrum. It's kind of weird, but I have one. And this kind of slightly more like pebble looking one, which is like a jazz one made by Dunlop, really thick. A bit more kind of, I don't know, the sides are just a slightly more inwards, just makes it softer. So pick or plectrum. I'm holding in these things down here. I will come back to them in a minute. Another thing you will need is a capo. Very, very useful. It's like a clamp. You clamp it on the ends of the guitar and it will raise the sound of your strings higher and higher and higher, so you can play your open chords but in a higher position, which means you can play lots of songs. Okay, very important. You break a string, guess what you need? Strings. Okay, so you need strings. These particular ones are Martin acoustic strings. Ernie Ball, they do some cool ones. D'Addario, I'm not going to name many because you can go out there and try them all. And very useful advice for when you're changing a string: don't do it manually by hand like this all the time, it's going to take forever. So you have these little winders that just go, and this one happens to be a multi-functional winder because it also has a thing to clip the strings, so that's also very useful. Sometimes some electric guitarists like to have slides. Oh, just drop that on the floor, I'll pick that up in a minute. Slides are essentially these little things that you put on your fingers and you can press onto the strings, and it will just allow you to slide the sound like a slide that we do normally, but it just is a bit more smooth. There's a particular style of playing, it's quite cool. That's another thing you need. Cleaning. Clean the guitar. It gets very dusty and that actually affects the sound and the action. It picks up loads of grease on your fretboard. Clean it. Just use a duster, maybe some spray, like wooden spray, and just clean it. This thing that has fallen on the floor, which is from D'Addario, Planet Waves. It's just a little thing that I put on the strings, and it kind of degreases them, gets rid of all the rubbish that I've got on my fingers, and then, you know, so it makes it a bit smoother. Oh, the sun's coming. Huh. Yeah, and that is pretty much the basics of what you need. You know, accessories and things, basic accessories for electric guitar, acoustic guitar, even classical guitar. Yeah, I hope you found that useful. That's this week's guitar tip of the week. I will be doing lots of stuff with events and performing and stuff like that. So if you want to find out what I'm doing, head over to www.sheldonconrich.co.uk. And yeah, have a great week. Ciao for now.